Alright, hello everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far. Nice to see you, Randall, Labobo, and MW. So, quite a few changes as far as compared to the last stream, to where right now, at least for my chatbot, it looks like the shop that you can buy stuff is still up, but it was supposed to be down, so I'm not sure if it's actually working. But more or less, you'll find on YouTube in the video description. I'm still working on getting it up on like my website and stuff. You'll find new commands, basically for purchasing most of the things that were in the shop already. Still kind of working out the kinks of them. Which hello, Joseph and Alex, nice to see you guys. I'm still working out the kinks. Basically, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me. Hello, nice guy. And Doug, nice to see you. But yeah, basically I got them hopefully set up somewhat correctly here on YouTube. I haven't done the one over on Twitch yet, only because I was tinkering around with it, and basically the little like codes you have to make your commands with are all different. I was kind of hoping I could just port them right over, but it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get them. But at least I did a couple other things there to where it's getting close to being done. I just have to actually like write the little commands in. Which, if you had messaged me, Doug, I saw like a chat window pop up. I don't know if there's more stuff wrong with the friends list and chatting, but it didn't have any messages in it. I had a few people message me between, last time I've been on and today, and like only one or two of the messages popped up. It's kind of strange. It's not the first time it happened though. Hello, Victor and Allison. Okay, as far as basically the chatbot commands for buying stuff, it's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve for me, just because like I set it up to where it should work. Like it'll still do a jingle and like a little coin drop, and basically it should pop up for some of them, like the image still, but it just doesn't sticky on my it doesn't sticky on my what is it, chatbot screen, but it stickies kind of and tags me in the chat. So it's gonna be a little bit different until I basically remember to look at the right screen here. Which everything, I don't know if it's capitals or case sensitive. I would say though your best bet's to do everything in lowercase. I'm really surprised. I just hit this guy 2 times in his turret, and he's probably gonna get away without getting any damage here. It's kind of frustrating. There we go. It's like he would have been dead by now had those first 2 shots actually hit him. But at least my one shot here tracked him. Hello, Brian. Nice to see you. Yeah, this is a little bit different than my last Stellaris stream now. Hopefully some of you guys enjoyed it. I love playing Stellaris. It was a little bit different with streaming it, only because I was trying to keep it like, not to say like fast paced, because Stellaris isn't fast paced, but I was trying to keep it to where I was moving along at a decent rate without keeping the game paused all the time. But I ended up making quite a few little errors. Awesome, set him on fire. Which today we should see, because I believe the test server has actually been pulled down since yesterday. Should be like the past couple weeks where we should see a update on the test server today. So again, kind of like last week, if it's any like huge changes, say like they add the new tier 10s in, or like a new map or something, I'll probably, either come out with a standard video or I'll live stream tonight. you know, who knows, I might even do what I did last week and do a ranked live stream tonight, even if there isn't any huge update. Because I thought that was pretty fun last week. Especially since I'm still kind of toying around with a new like streaming schedule. It's going to be most likely next week it'll start. Because this is the last week where I'll be able to like definitely have a high chance at like adding in an extra stream. Hello Cut, nice to see you. So far, pretty good match here. I don't know if I'm going to get any more damage due to where they're at, but I would have gotten a little bit more had I hit those T-54 shots. I'm going to get, Randall had purchased right before the stream the Ultimate Challenge. I'm going to get to that after a few battles in here. Yeah, I got a lot of tokens. Bye, but I haven't really been near a computer since the last stream. Like I ended up staying up a little bit afterwards, which I'm gonna pop into one more grind before getting to the Hellcat here. I ended up staying a little bit after the stream and working on the chatbot commands here. Granted, I just had to remake them all because they decided not to work. But yeah, like yesterday, I haven't gotten near a PC. I would have liked to. Hello, Almog. Yeah, getting close to 10K. Basically, it's been steady for like the past like 3-4 months. I gain about on YouTube. It's anywhere from like 180 to like 240-ish subscribers every month as far as like a net positive, so it's going up. It would go up much faster if I honestly, like I haven't been able to put out like many non-live stream videos or even do articles on my website. Hey little doggy. Thank you very much, Labobo, for the tip. Yeah, first of the month. Thanks, Allison. Alright. I'm probably just gonna end up on the hill, although it'd probably be better off if I had to stock turret and gun on this for the gun depression. Well, honestly, no tank line is completely historical in World of Tanks or honestly any other. Like even War Thunder, some stats are always going to be a little bit off, and you know, wargaming, what they kind of do is, so say like the IS line, where it is technically like every tank was at least either designed, produced, whatever, except for now like the IS-7, the Object 257, you know, basically it has little differences where they'll change like the armor thickness, sometimes the angle, gun depression, they'll add like a larger gun on it that it might not have had, but basically like those other lines that you're saying, like the T-34 and stuff, you know, more or less here or there you'll find like a really made up tank. There's not too many of them in the game, but as far as the Russian tree goes, I believe that's the one that actually has kind of the most kind of I hate to, like, there's nothing wrong with saying historical like basis, but Because, you know, Wargaming, they don't say that they're gonna, or at least anymore, they used to. Let's say that guy's moving around way too much for me to be able to hit him, and they're moving up here, which is not good for me. Of course I shot the ground. And I guess got RD'd and tracked, and I probably should have used my repair kit on my track here, but fortunately this object 252U, I can't actually pen him. Right here I might be able, yep. But as far as that, like, I honestly don't care if Wargaming changes some stats here or there, as long as it's like within the realm of, not to say possibility, because a lot of things could be possible, within the realm of them actually having to have like prototyped it or something like that. I'm gonna clearly die here. Yeah, this isn't even anything about this. AMX65T really stinks. This is about our team putting 3 of our tier 8s, not that they're top tier, but, or no, 4 of our tier 8s, pushing to a side to where they most likely just have 2 people here, and our tanks pushing here. We had 2 T-54 E1s, our T-30 kind of hung down low, so we had no armor or anything to push up on the hill, and we just got smacked. But unfortunately, I was in the AMX65T. I couldn't exactly help out too much. The tank that you don't necessarily want to be shot in. Like using the top turret, the turret armor is not too bad, but you do have some pretty large weak spots people can hit you on. Oh well. Didn't help that I missed a few shots too. So let's get into a Hellcat here. But yeah, the T-34 is a definitely a real tank. As far as like specific stats though, like I always like to use the example of like the mouse. Not that the mouse is ever finished, but as far as because I remember when it first came out, to a few buffs they've done to it, especially the recent one last year. If they gave it like its planned armor thickness and stuff, it would honestly not really hold up against higher tiers, even before power creep. Just because certain areas of the tank, especially once you get around to like the sides and stuff, they were still thick like for a tank of that day, but at least for game balance it just wouldn't work. But anyway, AT-15, I do have that now. Yes, I was gonna say I only have the AT-15A, but I actually do have a standard AT-15 now. As far as that Almog, that need to ask Wargaming about that. I don't have an exact answer, but I'm gonna say probably not, unless they have a basically a, not to say event, but a migration for accounts open. They do it from time to time to where you can switch to different servers, but only if there's like a change. Honestly, I'm just running away here because me and a PZ-38NA are definitely not going to be able to stop anything. Unfortunately, you know, Abbey here isn't exactly the most open map, so kind of relying on my teammates to like do something, and they're all camping the base. Or not all of them, but our heavy tanks are camping the base. So exactly the tanks that you would expect not to. And I tracked him, which isn't good, although the amount of people that are behind me, they should... Yeah, I knew that was gonna hurt, but I really want to kill him. I probably should have gotten my track back up here again. It's just like, come on people. Yeah, I knew I was gonna get hit by Artie because I don't have a repair in my crew. And I should have went with my repair kit, but like amount of people that were in our base and even still are around the base, it's just I don't get it. But oh well. Unfortunately, I got a really crappy map there for that, and yeah, not an 8.5.15. So Jackson here, that's not too far away. Let me pop into that. It wasn't actually built. The mouse, if I'm not mistaken, only the hull was partially built, and tracks it wasn't assembled, and I don't believe the turret was actually on it and finished. It was basically they were in the, I guess, stages of making it, but it was actually not completed, more or less. Hello Dean, nice to see you. But you know, when it comes to like tank facts and stuff, I don't like to get into it, mainly because like some other, say like blogs and people like put articles and stuff out about it. Honestly, I find it creates a lot of not just debate, like, you know, we're just, you know, talking about it here, but like I see a lot of people like say on the forums, granted they're always angry there, or like in the comment section of them, or even if something is like sourced and has like, say, stuff to back it up and it's not just, you know, made up, people will still like argue it down to like the last little tidbit. So that's usually why I've like stayed clear away from it, because you know, people are always going to argue about certain things. I don't know, for whatever reason, but like I've seen people argue about like a certain, like where a, like if someone draws a picture of like a tank or something where like the specific like track wheels are and stuff like that, to where like I know nothing about that. Alright, let's see if I can do a little bit better here. There's a Cromwell. Basically I could have popped at him, but I'm going to try to help the south here. I don't think we're going to be able to push the north very well. Which I'm kind of hoping today that the test server does have a pretty big update. You know, we're getting close to when the patch is supposed to release. They're still pushing for, you know, now that we're technically in March, you know, they're still pushing for basically like the third or fourth week of March to release 1.0. So getting down to the wire as far as if they're not putting stuff on the test server, we might not get a few things or tanks. Crap, I didn't even, I thought he was still aiming directly in front of him. That's why I didn't even like move. I should guess, you know, third person aim here instead of trying to aim in. That way I'm not sticking out as long. Not that it's the best way to fire. But this VK was aiming at us. Is he still aiming here? It kind of looks like it. My team's doing pretty well though. I'll aim at him. Our team, I knew that they weren't going to push the north. Like, they're still alive up there, which is good, but we had a lot of people in the center. So luckily the enemy like pushed people little by little into the center, and it's not exactly working out for them. Why this map is, they've reworked it a few times. I personally thought, you know, you have this large unplayable area here. If they had added that into the mix, it probably would be a much better map, but at me. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's still pretty early in the morning for me here. Or, not that early, but early enough to where when I'm taking Levi out in the morning before the stream that most people aren't, you know, up and about. It's usually, I have a lot of, people that may be, like, retired and stuff in our neighborhood, so usually if it's not, like, raining and stuff out, there's a lot of people out and about, but not this early in the morning. Hoping that they didn't have a shot at me. I'm guessing by the amount that we're up. Like, luckily they killed the Patriot. Don't have to worry about here. Zemo? Think that's close. You can request either on YouTube or Twitch. Like, I was kind of hoping I'd have the request command up on Twitch today, but I just had to basically redo a lot of stuff in my chatbot on YouTube. But you can request tanks on Twitch. You don't have to use a command if you don't want to over there, until I get that set up. But I pretty much, if I'm streaming somewhere, I'll always take a request from somebody, as long as I have the tank. Right. For A1 Rev, which unfortunately Didrik, or yeah, I don't have an LTTB, sorry. Yeah, there's certain tanks I don't have, unfortunately, and Russian lights are not, or basically one of them that I don't have. Hello, Serban and Floyd. Alright, but decent match here. Yeah, but as far as tanks, I have every American tank. When it comes to German tanks, basically SPGs and some TDs I don't have. Russian tanks start getting a little bit more no SPGs. I'm missing, you know, a couple mediums here. The lights, both TD lines. British tanks, it's mainly just this little bunch down here. French tanks, already more or less, and a couple higher tier tanks. Every Czech tank, every Japanese tank, almost every Chinese tank outside of a couple T-34s here in the TDs, and then every Swedish tank. So I'm actually getting pretty close to having, I have well over half the amount of tanks in the game currently. Alright, so I'm going to do one more. Let me do the, what, M41 Bulldog here. Wrong tier. Wrong thing. And then I'll get into the ultimate challenge here. The Achilles, yes, I can add that on. Kind of fumbling around on my other screen here because I switched a couple things around since the chatbot changed up. But I'm hoping that I should be able to do a raffle, I think, over on Twitch. I hope. At the same time. Hello GG, nice to see you. I'm still figuring out the chatbot over there, so Streamlabs. Which, sorry, I missed your hello over there too. But yeah, I've had like the same setup on my second monitor for the stream for like, it's almost been like a year now. It's been the same, to where everything I'm kind of having to move it around. No, no info, GG, until it actually comes online. But one thing I am gonna have to change as far as, say, raffles on YouTube, so I'm gonna up them. Basically the starting amount's gonna be 1,000, because like right now I think the loyalty shop works, but you know, since I'm trying to change over to commands, I'm just gonna start changing it today, where I won't be able to do the like ace tanker biscuits or like the first class biscuits that I typically do whenever I get a good match like that, because I can't make commands that give out biscuits to basically everyone in the chat anymore. I can still do raffles and everything the same, but I can't do it that way. The only thing I could do is, you know, make a command, give someone biscuits, but it's only going to be one person, which, you know, obviously doesn't work for what I need that for. So I guess a little bit different. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I was definitely playing with fire as far as how many people were actually aiming at me. But I'm still gonna, you know, for anyone that does sponsor, if you still use that command, you know, it's still gonna up the raffle amount. I'm just getting hammered here. But I know that at least right now, if I pop out, I'm probably gonna die. Like that PZ4 is one-shottable, but don't necessarily want to take that risk. It's just this AT7. Okay, I kind of have to go. That already was just about to get me there. Fortunately though, like, we don't have Lorraine. We don't really have a lot of people like in the center, so this Lorraine just popped through to where we have the hill pretty much one almost. I don't know where this guy's going. Like the Lorraine, you know, he can one-shot me or ram me, so I gotta be a little bit careful. Yeah, I think he still has a shot. My most played tank is like the Type 59 or the KB5. I don't really play them too much anymore unless they get requested, but I think they're the tanks with my most amount of battles in. As I would say, as far as the temp here, it's actually been pretty warm here recently. I don't necessarily want to cap, but given my HP, it kind of makes sense, so I don't just straight out die. But okay, he just reset, running away. Yeah, my problem is, this Udez is over here. Now we have a T-54 lightweight. It's just there's a lot of holes in our... Yeah, I can't sit here because this T-54 or the Udez is gonna kill me. To where I would much rather only present myself to one of them. It could be a mistake, but unfortunately, I don't really have an option until I know where that Udez is. That shot high. Luckily, he's just outside the V range, so he didn't see me. I'd like to help, it's just right now they're just outside of where I can actually hit. Plus, all my shots are kind of going high here. Hello. Sorry, Mr. Alpine Tiger. I don't know if I'm going to be able to help. I'll take a shot at the KB3. Oh, come on. Granted, you have a good gun. It's just... App. 9 HP. Tried to hit him with HE and that didn't work. Come on! Pretty sure I'm spotted now, given that the SP1C's here. But I'm gonna roll with it. Because I had to hit him eventually. Like... This is where I'm not exactly the best at actually hitting things like this. Hello, Fix-It Man. Nice to see you. All right. Yeah, a little bit lost there because I was missing a lot of shots on that one tank. Like some of these aren't even like poor shots I'm taking, but at least we're gonna win here. Awesome. Glad that worked out there. All right. So I have a ultimate challenge coming up here, so let me get that set up quickly here. All right. Which got a mastery badge first class. Not too bad, even for all those misses. As far as top 4 damage, top 2 experience, and yeah, still made some credits. Good. A bad match there. So let's see what tank I'm gonna have to play here. I'm gonna have to play a tier 7. I was hoping for a tier 10, but a tier 7 tank here works too. Just sometimes mid-tier matches can be a little iffy. So I'm gonna have to remind myself. So unfortunately I can't do instead of just adding like an extra 100 onto the raffles, I'll add an extra like 200 per thing now. Alright, so tier 7. What tank do I want to play here? Have any other tier 7 requests? So we'll go with... last time I think I had a tier 7, I went with the E25. Pick something different than that, most likely. It gets really hard for me to pick a mid-tier tank because it's pretty... I'll go with the T29. It's pretty difficult to get to 2.5 times the HP total of a lot of mid-tier tanks unless you have like some chance to actually bounce shots or just like really be able to spot and you get on a decent map. So I gotta get to 3,125 here. Just because matchmaker comes into play. That sounds good, Tig. Did your gunner get into my tank? So I'm gonna be doing raffles on both, YouTube and Twitch. So it'll be the first time I try to do a raffle over there. So make sure I keep them the same values here. I definitely need a third monitor though. I'm running out of room. I almost need monitor for a game, monitor for like different chats, whether it's Discord, Twitch, or YouTube, and then I need a monitor for OBS and my chat bots. Because like right now I have 3 windows open just for chat bots right now. So not exactly great matchmaking here for me. We'll see how it works. Hello, Ham. Nice to see you. I'm gonna go over here. It's just, I don't know how much, at least there's no Artie, because I find when I'm in a T29 bottom tier and I like hold down and stuff, even though I'm bottom tier, people still Artie the hell out of me. Which hopefully this week, or within the next week, since this week's actually almost over, I'll get to finally, we kind of settled on, I think, Artie Magnet to paint over like a helmet I have, a tanker helmet, that I'll be able to wear on the stream. Maybe I'll wear it whenever I get killed by Artie, because that's not very often. But I'm going to be working on that. Hello Thorn, nice to see you. Well, I'm kind of hoping I can get up here, but there are a lot of people on my team over here, so we'll see. I am going to have to get some block damage to actually get close to over 3k. It's just, yeah, a lot of people are going to be over here. Fortunately, I have some APCR, but I only have 2 HE shells. That I've been using a little bit more HE than usual recently. I found, it's coming in handy more often than not with some tanks just having absurd armor values. I'm not going to try to lean on APCR unless I need it to actually penetrate a tank. Always shoot the cheeks of the Tiger P there. I probably should have shot his, yes. HE has definitely made a comeback this year. I'm getting shot from the side by this little light tank. Yep, and it caused me to get hit from the right now. I guess the Centurion was getting hit, and then he pulled back, and now I'm the one getting hit. Which I almost got shot there. That would have been my fault. That little light tank. Little bugger. He got more damage than I would have liked there. I don't mind him getting a shot or two, but he just kind of screwed up my positioning now. Hoping this Pershing dies. Let's say he's at a point where some of these people that are further behind me can hit him. Yes, you might have to deal with, my fiance. You might have some competition if more than, one person loves me here, other than Levi. You kind of have to be mean as a teacher, I feel like, nowadays. Some of the stuff she's told me about kids in school, it's kind of depressing. But, fortunately, she does have some, say, good students that stand out. It's been a little tough for her because she got hired like a few weeks into the school year, so she didn't have like time to say like set up a bunch of stuff like prior to kids like getting into the classroom. Not doing my best here. Centurion. Let's say he's a little bit far out to where I can't actually help him. Guess I'm gonna try here. It's just I can get shot if I move up any further than kind of where I'm at. But I see this T-29 starting to creep up here. Probably gonna be his first shot. And of course he's using APCR. But yeah, now my team's they're pulling up without, like, we're down, unfortunately, tanks. I had HE here, not that that's gonna do much. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this challenge here unless I start getting a little bit of luck on my side. And yeah, I've just bounced a few more shots than I would have liked. Chuck an APCR at me. I don't think I'm going to be able to bounce another APCR from him. Oh well. So I had to get the what? 3,125 between the three here, and I got... I actually did get over it. I didn't think I did. I got 3,574. So thanks for the challenge, Randall. I just barely got past it. I don't know. I would have easily gotten another, I don't know, at least another 1,000 or so damage if I had actually hit some of those shots, but I probably should have swapped over the APCR at least for one shot on the Tiger P to kill him, but I still think, you know, we wouldn't have won that side. But yeah, thanks again for the challenge though, Randall. Just barely got past it there. But unfortunately, like the T-29, it's a really good tier 7 tank, one of the best ones, but the gun sometimes against higher tiers like that or armored tanks can be a little bit inaccurate, and on top of that, you know, the penetration is decent for an AP shell, but when you combine it with the accuracy, sometimes it can be, you know, a problem to where that's why that guy was shooting APCR most likely. So before I get to the AT-15, let's do the Skoda T-50 here. She didn't get the job that was closest to us. It's about like, it's like a 40-minute drive, 35-40 minutes, so it's not too bad, but she makes a lot more money honestly up there. The scalps. It's not Catholic school. Her grandfather he taught, I forget where, it is somewhere up near like Camden. He taught like in a, you know, Catholic high school, I think. This was years ago though, and he tells me some of the things, like, you know, it's kind of different back then as far as like punishing kids, and I couldn't imagine anything like that flying nowadays. I would say hopefully no students of her are on their phones in class outside of, like, since she doesn't, you know, she wasn't there in the very first like week or so, she can't like outlaw cell phones, I guess, in her class. I think that's what she was kind of saying, where it's up to the teachers to do it, but they have to like go into the year doing it. But she lets her kids use them. Like, she schedules in I forget what she called it, basically like a free time to where you can either do your homework or ask for extra help, or, you know, like listen to music or something on your phone. Okay. Honestly, I could never be like I could like teach culinary. I could do that because I like cooking a lot. I can never see myself teaching, like, say high school or something, because I would end up probably, I need to, this Artie is not going to come off of me, so I'm just going to run away. Thanks, Artie. I would probably get in trouble for like yelling at children. But yeah, with that Lorraine just focusing on me, I don't have much armor. I'm just gonna run away and be a little filthy camper here. Didn't want to actually pop up that soon, because if I get spotted, I'm gonna get shot. Might actually end up on the hill, but I'm kind of hoping... I'm actually going to head over here, because I think this WZ-132 is going to spot something. I'm really surprised that these guys are honestly sitting out as far as they are, because they know they're getting shot, and yet they're still sitting there. And we have an Object 268 version 4 with the most amount of armor, not in this spot, pushing up. So... I don't know. I'm misfiring at the most, or the highest chance of someone actually being there. Thanks for tipping Levi Biscuit, MW. And say, I wish I still actually haven't gotten underneath my house, which is why I can't do any like cooking streams, because I have to run over like USB cables. Like I could do it off of my laptop, but my laptop really sucks for lack of better words, to where it wouldn't really look nice as far as the stream goes. But yeah, that's the only reason. I remember mentioning like I wanted to try doing like a cooking stream, but yeah, I just haven't had the time to get underneath my house. One of these days. I don't necessarily want to go under there, honestly. Like, it's a crawl space, it's not like a basement. But yeah. Honestly, it's way too expensive to buy like wireless cameras and like set up stuff to connect over here. Oh, I haven't racked him. Awesome. I could do like little videos. They would have to, honestly, I'd have to record them off of my phone. But, you know, at least my phone does have a really good camera on it. Yeah. Outside of webcams though, that's the thing. Like I have 3 webcams in here. One for me, one for Levi, and one for the challenge and sponsor board. You know, I don't have any other cameras, and these only work off of USB. What? He just frickin' shot me. Dude, you get in the frickin' game. I hate when people do that. Like, that just... Well, I'm not gonna get into the game now because you literally just took half my HP off. Like, maybe since you're in a tank with literally the best armor in the game, frontally, maybe you should be the one out there taking the shots for our team instead of camping. Like, he has no accuracy or anything, so unfortunately now I'm not pushing out because I'm just gonna get killed. At least I had HP in my favor beforehand, but now, yeah, I don't have any HP to honestly push out. I'm just staying away from this guy because he still has full HP and a 268. Like, and he's probably gonna try to shoot me again, but it's silly. Like, he's probably still like chewing us out, but like I'm in a tank that literally I can't get shot at because I don't have armor to work with. But that's one thing that honestly bugs me. This guy I'm just putting there because backseat tanking, I guess you can call it. It never really does any help trying to tell people how to play when if someone has a plan, you're just kind of pissing that person off. But that person, the 268 version 4, like, to shoot me is annoying, but I'm really angry at him because he was the one that was sitting back all the way behind his teammates for the entire match. even though he has literally the best armor on our team. So it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, and you know, I'm spotted here. But like, you know, I'm kind of getting yelled at by my team for not pushing out, but like at this point, not to say I want to throw the match, but like I'm trying to spot because nobody else is going to want to. But I know doing this, which is technically what they want me to do, like push out and do something, is just going to get me killed because the person's somewhere over this way, and once I spot him, I'm most likely going to either get RD'd or TD'd from this guy. At this point, the Strev 103B, I'm not going to be able to spot him, I think. But I might be able to hit the ISU here. He should start pulling up. You know, it's just kind of crazy. Like, I don't think mornings are any worse than evenings. It's just, I don't know. People like that are beyond me. I'm actually gonna save this guy's name. Because he's going to a very specific list I have, because that's just a little bit much. I'm gonna post him on Discord. But anyway, ended up with 2,700 damage, 1,200 assists, to where I wasn't trying to like say chai snipe or anything. I was trying basically not to die early on because I tried pushing out the spot for my teammates, but Artie was focused on me, so if I had stayed there I would have died. If I had went here to take shots on the hill, I was gonna die. If I stayed here, I didn't have really any shots because they weren't pushing, so I tried to help here and that wasn't working, so I moved over this way to this side of the map where I finally started doing some damage for my team, and then I get shot. Like, come on, people. Yes, name and shame. He's going, I have a list on my site for that. Like, I don't like it to do it, but some people deserve it. But like, we lost because so the Strev 103B has easily the most amount of damage in the match. He was set up on the 1-2 line, and in front of this Strev 103B, they had this Batchat 12T with 4,500 assist damage. I would almost reckon, you know, he got that all in the first, say, 2 or 3 minutes. Our team was set up on that side with the WZ-132, trying to spot from a bush, but not, you know, basically the best bush he could have gotten to. The Batchat got to that. So I probably should have pumped a couple shots into a bush where he could have been. I only did one. But basically, the only way to counter that outside of just not playing that side and pushing the other part of the map is to have a tank with a lot of armor. Think like a T110E3, T95, something like that, or an Object 268 version 4. You know, it has pretty much armor to where the only person on the enemy team that could pen him frontally, outside of like Artie hitting him, would be the Strev 103B. The Type 5 could like derp him, but it, you know, with the thickness of the armor, it wouldn't be that much damage. But this guy ended up not blocking really any damage, only 780, because he camped at the back. He should have been up where the 704 was, trying to push up to spot said tank shooting us. but instead he camped in the back and, you know, start team killing. But anyway, I just wanted to explain that so I don't seem like I'm just angry for no reason. So AT-15's up next here. Time to tip Levi. That biscuit here. Here you go, bud. Team damage is going away, yes. I don't think it'll be in 1.0, but it should be the patch right after that. Wargaming's been toying around with it on the super test, where apparently it's worked out pretty well. You still might be able to say track somebody, maybe, because I think they might leave that in, due to, you know, making it so, say you have like the three of us and there's an enemy here, making it so Artie just doesn't, you know, I don't think that they should keep like team damage from HE, so Artie doesn't have like no negatives or any negatives for firing next to teammates. I think they might leave in track damage, stuff like that, say like module damage, but no like HP damage from teammate shots. I didn't have a 6th Sense Camille because that's a new tank I have, the Skoda T50. I keep all my tanks, so usually I don't, you know, transfer over crews because that's really expensive for me to do gold wise. Like I'm up to 374 tanks, I think. So usually until I get to tier 10, I just get a new crew for each tank, just for the sake of, you know, expenses. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit too, Doug. Hello, Bruno. Nice to see you. But basically, Wargaming, they haven't 100%, confirmed it, but they've basically outlined and said it's highly likely. Like, they haven't run into any problems on the super test with it, I believe, where basically 1.0 is coming this month at some point, but I'm hoping I don't get completely hammered here. But basically 1.0.1 is going to come out, say, a month or two after, where we should see them add in whatever maps they don't get swapped over to HD in the first 1.0 update. Apparently they're removing the gold cost premium shells, that first patch after this one this month, and then most likely with it removing team damage. Basically it's adding in whatever they don't have done for the first patch, and then a couple balancing changes. But as far as I know, no new tanks or anything along that line. It's mainly just adding in, you know, the maps and a few little changes or stuff like that. Gonna be really iffy. Oops, he knows I'm here now. Come on. Let's say I'm trying to base my shots off of... I know that there's only a little fence there I can punch through. I set him on fire again. Awesome. He already used his fire extinguisher. He's probably a little bit angry. Oh, I missed. Shot a little too low there. But he practically just got killed by an AT-15. Inflation on the lead. What do you mean by that, Dean? If you're looking at like the URL, that actually was supposed to be closed down the 28th. So everything's switching over to commands. They're in the video description. But if you're like looking at the chart on there, if it like spiked for some reason, I had to give myself like 1 million Levi biscuits because I was testing a a lot of things earlier today and over the past couple days when I was working on. Alright, so our people are all fighting each other, which is no good. Still got weak spots on your turret, thank God. No, just showed his lower plate, even though I missed. We're actually doing pretty well, outside of everyone fighting. Everyone fighting each other on our own team. If that wasn't happening, we probably would have won by now. Still have a shot on him. This is a question of whether I can hit it or not. I can technically hit his lower plate too. Like, I'm using a little bit of premium here, given that it's a defender. And also it seems like our team is not capable of working with one another. Oops. I thought the T-54 might have kept him at bay. Oh, don't do that, T-54. They still have a 704 and a T-32 behind us. I should have had HE here, come on. Awesome. Hello, Andrew. Nice to see you. And Poser. Yeah, the raffle's coming up shortly here. The volume for what? Like, my voice? I can try to bump that up a little bit. Right now I have it, so I have the gain turned down by like 3 decibels. Just to kind of, it's mainly because the explosions, like when I get hit in sniper view, are really loud. But if you're talking about my voice, I can try to bump it up here. If I do it too much, it starts, you can start hearing like the, say the background noise, like say a car driving by and stuff like that, but I can try to bump it up a little bit. Hello Merlin, nice to see you. But at least we're gonna get a win here. The AT-15, since they buffed it, it's actually a pretty good tank now. Like, I like the AT-15A a lot, but the AT-15, ever since it basically a little bit higher alpha, tweaked the guns around a little bit in the armor. It definitely works really well now. Let me tip Levi again here. Unfortunately, Matthew, I don't have a charioteer. You go, buddy. The commands are video description. Hey, I actually got an ace tanker. Thanks for requesting the AT-15 there. I haven't played it very much. You know, my crew's only at like 46%, so that's like four or 5 battles. But top 2 damage in a tier 10 battle, that's not bad at all. Almost 1300 base experience. Yep, didn't even have to use that much, you know, APCR. Just a few shots here or there. Ready then. So let me clip that out. I'll just bump up the sound very gently in a second here too. I don't want to like say blow out anybody's speakers. Not that it, you know, I could definitely pump it up using the program I do for my voice. I can even make myself like sound like a it's like robot or something. Fix this a little bit. Yes, they are reworking that as far as the explosions being a little bit too loud. We should be able to just... There we go. I bumped it up a little bit. Hopefully it's not too much. But I'll try to tweak it a little bit more. The commands, I'm not sure. They shouldn't be case sensitive. But yeah. To be safe, it should be all lowercase, but not all of them might be 100% working, depending on, let me see. Because alright, I need to figure out the raffles here. You know, since it's a little bit different. But I do see a deluxe challenge there, Andrew. Alright, so I got, will be 2,000 Levi biscuits for the winner here. Oh god. There's so many things. But that's something I'm still figuring out. So let me start that raffle here on YouTube. And then Twitch here, same thing. Alright. Okay, so tons of stuff here. Here you go, buddy. You get another treat. Hey, stop that. I'm getting really confused now, honestly. But this is where... Okay, I just got another ultimate challenge. I'm gonna have to honestly figure out a system, and then there's a deluxe challenge Andrew did. I think it works because sometimes, you know, it's not perfect to where it doesn't always like give you a, you know, kind of like feedback, which, you know, I'm gonna have to figure something out for it. All right, so let me get in Levi pick. I'm just gonna pick the 252U because that's right here. But yeah, it's something to where I still want to keep as much as I can from the previous version, like with the chatbot shop, but some stuff I am gonna have to kind of nix. And like right now, I only can put like a maximum 60 minutes, like for a timeout for using a command. So like technically I could do like 3 ultimate challenges a stream, which I kind of, you know, I'd rather not because, you know, it basically adds a lot of, not to say like variables, but I like to keep things like kind of static because I could have like an entire stream with like 30 challenges potentially. So it would be like a lot of fumbling around. Which I think for Twitch, Didrik, you have to do raffle and then I think I think you have to put 1 after it. Yes, you have to put a number after it to join the raffle there. There you go. Or hopefully. And say it got mine. It didn't say that you showed up though. I'm gonna reset it and I'm gonna start it again. Cause that's strange. It did mine. Maybe try to put it in again and it should work. But yeah, I'm getting this is really confusing here to where, you know, until I figure out like a system, I'm gonna be honestly lost. I would say, yeah, like over on Twitch, for whatever reason, like Randall's, so G Wyatt, showed up, but it didn't show up for Didrik there. I have it set so everyone can enter it. It's just strange. I have no idea. I'll do what I was doing a few streams ago. I'll just add biscuits for everyone watching over on Twitch until I have it figured out. Because I know that command. Honestly, I'm getting hardied here because I'm out of position. But, well, feel free. Like, even if, you know, you can watch on both and enter on both. Yeah, I can't stay here. We're about to be overrun, but this is where, you know, I want to set up things. Like, I had it perfectly set up before to where I didn't get that confused with a bunch of stuff going on at once, because it would like sticky to my stream, but like my little windows and stuff for it. But you know, it's gonna take me a while because it's really hard to, which is why you don't see a lot of other people do it, like do a bunch of challenges and requests and stuff all at the same time. It can get extremely difficult to follow on my end. But I'm doing my best here. Yeah, here's my one shot's worth of damage, but it's just not going over at all. Alright, so unfortunately I'm just gonna, so over on Twitch I'm just gonna do this. For anyone watching over there, I just gave everyone a little bit of Levi biscuits since that's not working. But congrats, Fix It Man, on winning over on YouTube here. Honestly, this was a really bad match for me, but hello Abdul, nice to see you. But that's where, yeah, when I get confused, I really can't play at all. So I'm gonna have to definitely figure out different, I don't have this crewed out yet, a different kind of system, because you know there's no point in, you know, watching if I'm not even trying, or not trying, but not able to basically play the game at the same time. What camo do I want on this? Go with this one. This is actually going to be the first T67 match I have played. I actually have got to load it out. I actually have to, a little bit of shells here. Alright, here we go. Or, oh, did I? No, I completely screwed that up. There we go, repair kit. Hello, Redeemed. Nice to see you. I like the Firefly. I remember watching that. Thank you very much for the follow, Redeemed. Oh, I know. T67 stat batter. Well, this is my first battle in this thing, ever. Outside of the test server. But yeah, the giveaway over on Twitch, I kind of closed it because it wasn't working right. I guess I have to set it up a little bit differently. But, yeah. I'll figure that out maybe later today. How can you ammo rack a tank? You mainly have to aim at the correct spot, and you know, your shell, it does a certain amount of module damage. Yeah, it's not too important to know that. It's mainly just hitting it in the right spot and it actually causing it to detonate. Thank you, H3, for the follow. Your request is probably up there. I just haven't looked at my request page in a couple battles. But if any commands do work properly, like the request command, I'm going to be setting that up on Twitch hopefully by the next World of Tanks stream. you know, I will get them. They sticky into the chat bot, so as long as you type it in correctly, it'll pop up. But I have to manually add them to the stream, mainly because, you know, someone could very easily type something extremely bad, and I don't want it automatically popping up on the stream. That makes a little bit more work for me, but alright, I guess I'm gonna spot because nobody else is doing it. Not that I think I'll spot anything at this point. But like, my team is pushing the valley. And we have 2 people in heavies camping in the valley behind our heavy push. That makes a lot of sense. Hello, Muhammad? And a historian, nice to see you. Hey, hopefully soon I will be almost bald. I can't have long hair in the kitchen. I really did not want to end up here, but I'm probably going to end up in the center road, honestly, because I'm not going to be able to fight here. Like, I don't have 6th sense, but this Churchill definitely spotted me. Yep, T-67's now shooting me. But initially I did want to head here, it's just my team didn't put anyone there to spot, so sitting there in the beginning wasn't going to do anything. Fortunately though, going to where I was at didn't spot anything either. Oh Lord, now this is honestly a mess. Come on. I'd like to help these guys. I can't shoot that because he's blocking my shot. This is not gonna go well. Well, I've got to run back already. This is what happens when your team puts most of your heavy tanks or tanks with armor in the valley. It's just, you can't hold any ground because we didn't have enough people in the center, nor did we have enough people in the city, where we could still win it, but it's gonna take a really large comeback. Not that I've hit many of my shots here, but I'm about to get spotted. Luckily, some of these tanks don't really have much view range that are pushing on me. Come on, Mr. Churchill. I'm just taking as many shots as possible because at this point we're kind of screwed. No, don't shoot at me. Oh, my loader's dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Yep, that's why you don't put half your team in the valley. Let me catch up on make requests here. Which, okay, super conk. Guess I didn't have a charioteer. E54 mod 1, I assume, Muhammad? You know, please type the whole tank name. But yeah, unfortunately, well, it's basically the T67, like, it teeters on being too good as far as overpowered, but it's not. I don't think it's basically that level. It's just unbalanced. Like, that's the word I like to use for tanks. Like, the 268 version 4, it's unbalanced. Where the T67 is really good at its tier because it's like, say, the E25, pre-nerf Hellcat, stuff like that, where it abuses the camouflage and view range, or not view range, but basically the camouflage and spotting system. Where the T67, you know, since it has a rotating turret, it can use a camo net, binocs, plop itself in a spot behind a bush, and basically fire, and people can't spot you until they get really, really close to you. So you're able to just basically spew out a ton of damage, and they're not able to spot you. Like, I don't even have a good crew in this, and the base values for concealment are pretty darn good to begin with. That's why it's a little bit unbalanced, because when you get down at tier 5 and you're facing a lot of newer players, and, you know, people say without equipment and stuff on their tank, you're basically at a pretty huge advantage. In a match like that, though, where, you know, you're not able to really abuse that, given that my team didn't set up right, and it's, you know, kind of a map that you can't distance yourself from the enemy much. You know, that's why it's not overpowered, because you can't, like, block, say, 2,000 damage and rush across the map screaming like no one's going to touch it. But basically, the pre-nerf Hellcat was like a T67, but in my opinion, a much better gun. And it actually had, as far as its turret, a little bit more accuracy while moving it. I was getting a little bit low if I kept shooting their Panzer. H3, do I platoon with viewers? Typically, yes. I platoon, usually like today, I platoon during the first half of the stream. Really, when I do platooning days, so Thursday, or no, is today Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday. I thought it was Tuesday for some reason. So Thursday and Fridays right now. My stream schedule is changing though, so it's going to change to a different day come next week. As far as platooning, all you have to do is message me in game. If you'd like, I can do a few battles. I usually do it in the beginning of streams though, because, like, looking at my tank request list now, it's harder for me to do, say, like, challenges and get through my tank requests, you know, later on in streams. But if you want to play a few battles, you know, send me a message. Just make sure you have basically every single tier helps, because I work for my stream as far as I do my tank requests in order. Hey, my team honestly is not pushing out here. I don't want to get myself too far out, but just, I don't know what we're gonna do over here. Because they have a lot of their team over on that side, and our team's falling into the usual trap of we have way too many people in C4 and C5. I don't think I'm going to be able to get over to help against that T54. This T49, I'm not popping up. Yeah, I'm not popping up to the next little alcove. I'm already a little bit too far out for my liking here, because I could get flanked and no one can help me. But, well, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Like, I'm not gonna say call other streamers certain things, but everyone's entitled to their opinions, so. But stats don't lie as far as win percentages and stuff like that. Certain tanks are a wee bit unbalanced. Hello Carl, nice to see you. Allison, please don't spam. Like, I see you spamming like poop. If you keep doing it, you're just gonna get timed out or banned, honestly. But as far as the request command for requesting tanks, it's just exclamation point requests. You press space and then type a tank name. It doesn't work on Twitch right now, but you can still, you know, type it in on Twitch and I'll still add tanks to it. But on YouTube, that's really the only way I'm going to be able to take requests anymore, given that all my commands and chatbot items that people can purchase are through commands. So it's hard for me to pick stuff out of chat otherwise. But yeah. Really, you know, since I'm basically having to rework most of the back end of the stream as far as chatbot stuff, it is going to be really difficult for me to do what I did prior, to where, you know, if people don't use the commands for certain things, I'm not going to be able to pick them out of chat anymore with the, you know, with how fast it moves now. Like, terrified of pushing here? Yeah. Because I know that there's tanks and there's Artie and how slow and fat this thing is. Fortunately, this Ferdinand's still out here and I can't see him anymore. And at least continue to derp him most likely. It's just firing EPCR at me, which isn't great. I did kill him. I think I set him on fire because I killed him after my shot. I'm pretty sure I hit him with the HE round and it set him on fire and I killed him. Awesome. At least it looks like we're gonna win this most likely, but we'll see. Now that there's a T-49 out there, I'll gladly, let's say, sacrifice myself, but I'll push out in hopes that if something does start shooting at me, we'll spot it. Considering we have 3 RD, 3 TDs, there's really only a couple of us that can actually push out and spot here effectively. Still haven't won it yet, given our TDs and stuff. Yeah. I probably should have went here instead. Oh well. Hello, Tweedledee, nice to see you. As far as what tanks I own, you can just look in my video description as far as the tank request list. Once I get to finishing up the, which please, Muhammad, you're getting timed out right for now. Like, don't abuse the commands, honestly, because it's just adding more work for me as far as like requesting things that aren't in the game. Let me get into an M4A1 Rev. But for Twitch, I'm gonna add in, there's gonna be a list of the commands, also like a link over to my tank request list and stuff, right on that, you know, the main channel page for me. I've just been a little bit busy since, you know, starting basically this past Tuesday. I'm back, you know, doing restaurant stuff. So the 268 version 4, they could balance it though if they just, honestly, I don't think it needs as many changes as some people propose. The top speed should basically be reduced a little bit, or mobility somewhat, because it travels a little bit too fast for the type of TD with the amount of armor. And then all they really have to do, the cupola, like right now it's about 255-ish millimeters effective. Lower that down to somewhere like, say, I don't know, 220, 230 range. So tier 8s and tier 9s have an easier time to pen it, but it's still, you know, you actually have to hit it to pen it. And then at the very bottom of the lower glacis, you know, there's a small little angled piece that's about, I believe, like it's around the same, like 250, 240 or something millimeters effective. Basically, just make that a little bit larger. Maybe like a pinch weaker, but not much. Where it would still be a well-armored tank and still travel pretty fast, but not as fast as, you know, mediums and light tanks. That's how fast the thing travels. And it would actually have a couple viable weak spots without having to throw gold at it. Otherwise, you know, the gun on it's fine, side armor's fine, you know. I think the gun traverse is fine as far as the left and right movement, to where it's basically, I guess, the armor, the weak spots aren't exactly weak spots unless you're a tier 10 tank or certain tier 10s. Like if you're in a tier 10 light and stuff, you kind of have to throw gold at it, or else you only have like a, say, 40% chance or lower to actually pen it. Oh, the reverse speed too, yeah. I think the main problem's the forward speed in it, but you know, there's different options that they could do as far as the mobility goes. I don't know why I popped back out, and also throwing a heat shell at a super Pershing, but I did. But like that's where I don't think the tank's like not salvageable, like nor would Wargaming at this point remove it, honestly. But basically it just needs minor adjustments to where it's only ridiculous due to, I shouldn't have pulled out that far. Yeah, I'm just gonna get, maybe not, he spared me. I say I'm just gonna get shot again, but would like to get across here to where I kind of missed my chance to push, because nobody's pushing on their base, which it should be fairly wide open. I think there's still already to contend with, and maybe one or two tanks back here, but I don't know why we're not taking. Oh, yep, there's a SU-100. Yeah, I don't know why we're not taking the initiative here. I'm hoping he can hit me. Oh, I'm stunned. I did not want to get out here, and I'm stunned. I can't. I just zip across here fast because the super Pershing can hit me, but luckily he didn't. I don't think he noticed that I pushed out like that. I was stunned, and he killed my driver and my gunner. There we go. We got already spotted, even though now I'm gonna die. Need to be quick if he fires at me. Yep, I'm dead. Oh well. But that was a really, really bad match here. Hello, Palladium, nice to see you. And CJ. Honestly, the M4A1 Rev's a really good tank. I just, honestly, I stink at it. I take too many risks in it, and it's a tank to where you're mainly just meant to just chuck out as many shells as possible and hope that you actually pen something. But I'm really, honestly, I'm really bad at it. I can do decent at it if I'm in like a larger, like non-city map. But when it comes to city maps, I guess I play way too aggressively and take too many chances getting shot. Alright, so let me get into the Deluxe challenge first from Andrew. An M48A5. I gotta do 2x the HP total. I've got to reach 4,000 damage assist and block here, which I actually have to keep track in case I lose the challenge. I need to keep track of them so I can correctly credit people on the sponsor board here. If I can pull this up quick for those that don't know what it is. So basically anyone that wins a challenge, hopefully by the next stream I'll have the commands up on Twitch for them. So you can challenge me in a tank. There's 3 different kinds. I have to reach a certain amount of damage assist and blocking them. And if you win, you get one of the little white tokens there. Like Floyd in the bottom right has a lot of them. He almost spelled out his whole name. But other people, like the larger names, like with the, it's a little paw print and blue hex, they're either sponsors or people have tipped the stream, and you know, just something a little bit extra here. Hello, G3, nice to see you. something over the guard. I'd rather play a guard if STG. But, you know, if you're asking about requesting a tank, request as long as I own it, I'll play it. But I just like things with a little bit of armor to work with. With M4A1, it checks everything off except for the armor. Like, I like the gun depression on it, I like the gun, the mobility is alright. But it is an M4 at tier 8, so. What, turret armor on the M4A1? It's never gonna get buffed to where it can block shots. It's, again, it's an M4 at tier 8. You know, it's a tier 5 tank for a reason. Hello, Hoshi Kami. Nice to see you. You know, not everyone's perfect. You can't expect me to play good every single match, especially playing 374 different tanks. But, you know, I'll admit when I make mistakes. Alright. I'd rather play this side. You know, I don't really like playing the 1-4 side unless I'm in like a really heavy tank. But see what actually heads up over this way. Currently, I think we're actually going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage over here. Oh, why our team's trying, like the bat chats, he just got whacked and he's still sitting there. U268. It looks like, if I could guess, probably have 4 tanks over on this side. They definitely have something with a... Knowing me, it's probably going to be something that I can't pen easy. They have something that does 750 damage over here. Or about that, looking at what had hit the bat chat. Unless it was, you know, multiple tanks hitting him, but I think they have 1 TD over here at least. Maybe it was the TVP and T57 heavy combined. Nope, there you go, 268 version 4. So I honestly can't touch him without heat, really. Hello JT, nice to see you, and Sean. Name is Fire Fist Ace. I actually just watched, I won't spoil it if anyone actually hasn't seen One Piece. Like, I'm up to, yeah, a certain point where that character, it's pretty important. I really don't want to do this. Oh, can't spot. Do not want to fire right now until I get back. But yeah, doesn't look like anyone on my team's actually gonna push. Trying to spot for them. I just don't particularly want to get out by myself. No, you shouldn't do that. He's just gonna get... It's just they still have a 268 version 4, which I guess I'm gonna head out here because he is too, but there's a 268 version 4, a T57 heavy, and a TVP. Like, if you don't die from them clipping you initially, you're gonna die from the 268. But they're not really pushing. Like, if we group up, we have a chance, but now we're all splitting up, so no, I'm honestly just gonna move here because I can't pen that tank. I can hit him on really small weak spots, but that's just not gonna work. Oh, yeah. Usually it's just one per person. Like you can request and like challenge and stuff in the same stream, but usually requests are just one per person. Sometimes I catch it to where I won't put in someone's second request, but yeah, I got myself a little bit too far and got myself spotted here. Yeah, there's no way for me to just take one per person, unfortunately. Like, through the bot and limit it that way. It's just otherwise there's like literally no way I could take requests because they would fill up. I used to take like 2 to 3 per person, which I feel bad for the 113, but I don't feel that bad for him. Hoping I don't encounter the FV 4005 stage 2 first. Yep, and something saw me. I'm gonna hope that it's from that direction. Excuse me. I'm probably gonna end up going back to the base. Crap, he didn't get him. This isn't looking good for us, though. They're still pushing now. Honestly, nah, you should run. It's tough to, like, I think it's a mistake that going back to the base, because unless they're capping, we're gonna lose these 2 tanks just if we don't help them at all, because they're not gonna stop pushing. Of course there's an AFK tank, so that honestly just screws me a little bit, because now I can't push out to without being spotted. There's a whatchamajig, a command for that, Floyd. Everything's in the video description as far as all the commands, unless I forgot to add that one in, but I do have a command for it made. Yeah, like their 268 version 4 ran back, so I would guess they actually don't have anybody technically. I think there's a dead tank there he's hiding behind. So that makes it even more difficult to damage him, because most likely he can poke out over the rear of this tank. Hey, last stream I had a match like this too, kind of long, drawn out. Man, they're playing it right as far as not camping, but that's an awesome shot. E100. This is tough. Like, I can't get on the cap because I'll be spotted and killed. I have no idea where their FV 4005 stage 2 is. I don't want to get myself terribly far here, because I need these guys to be able to support me. It's tough to know exactly where they're at. Like the T-57 Heavy, the FV could be like in the forest by this point. T-100's pushing out. Like the 268 was here, it's just... It's tough to push because I could literally die in a few seconds. Guys over here again. But thank you for the challenge, Andrew. I got over it a little bit a few minutes ago. I was just trying to focus a little bit more on trying to kill some guys here. Just lost the tank. On. He still has full HP too, which is not good for us. This is too good. Now the T-57 Heavy knows where I'm at. 268 version 4. Just now they're at a slight advantage here, unless he's gonna have a repair kit. Just that's where, like, you talking about the reverse speed, like the thing can pop out, take a shot, and fly backwards, and it's a little crazy. Unfortunately, we got ourselves kind of stuck in a pickle here. Like, I'm the only one with HP, and I'm trying to take spots. It's just, even though I have HP, I can get one shot at by the FV. T-57 Heavy can clip me. 268 can two-shot me. Yep, here he comes. I knew he was going to push out. Unfortunately, I have heat. So just, it stinks. Like, this guy is pushing towards the 268, and I don't think he's going to be able to kill him in one shot. Try to track him there, but that didn't work. Yeah. Plus, I guess missed. That did not help at all. Oh well. I don't see how I'm gonna be able to get... I thought he gets fired. I screwed that up. Oh well. It's just certain things. Yeah. I wish I could have killed the T-57 Heavy, because that would have opened it up, but I missed like 4 shots on him. Not that they were the easiest shots, but yeah. The 268 version 4 being able to just push out with that HP, and he was playing aggressive like I would expect him to, because he doesn't have much to worry about. Let me add some of these requests up. Honestly, a lot of these requests I'm probably not going to be able to do, guys, because I have a lot of requests still and a challenge to do, and I only have about an hour left. But top 3 damage, but this thing is just, it's silly. It's basically, you know, one of the more, like, it's almost one of the more well-rounded tanks at tier 10, because it has insane armor. The gun isn't, you know, that good in the grand scheme of things, but basically the armor mobility combo is just, there's no other tank that can really do what the 268 version 4 does as well as it does. So Achilles is up next here. You're making a very abrupt handbrake, CJ. The test server, it was down, I believe, yesterday. They've been updating it once per week, and it should be back up today, usually in the next like 4 or 5 hours, if it stays on the same schedule what they've been doing. But yeah, nobody knows for sure, honestly. But at least it's been the past 4 weeks now that the test server basically goes down on Wednesday, comes back up on Thursday, and an update gets put out. I know that because I've streamed every Thursday, and then I log off, and within a couple hours I have to pop back on to see what changes. Dick, request doesn't work unless it's all lowercase. I've said it a few times, if you ever use a command, some of them, for whatever reason, are very stubborn and they only like lowercases. Some take capital letters, but I would do all commands as lowercase. I know for the Twitch bot specifically that I'm going to be doing, and I might even change it because it's Streamlabs that they finally added in YouTube support too. I know that their requests are all lowercase. They don't take capital ones unless I specifically would type in a capital letter. But yes, there is a Luke's request, as Randall pointed out, and I can't honestly, if anyone else puts requests in, I'll still type them up, but I'm probably not going to be able to do them with how many I still have to do. I wish I could stream longer, but honestly, if I streamed longer, it would basically create a lot of headaches as far as I wouldn't be able to basically take care of Levi enough and also actually work and afford to live in a house. So that's the problem I have. I don't do this for a living. It's a nice hobby. Which, thank you, I missed it, Jorge, for the subscription over on YouTube. It's a nice hobby, but, it would not allow me to live where I currently do, since New Jersey is very expensive. I kind of forgot for a second that Achilles doesn't have the best gun depression, but lucky so far no one's really decided to poke out and shoot me. Still trying to help my team. Thank you, E25. Speak of the devil. Of course, he's in a spot to where someone could spot him, but I know, adulting. Yeah, I try to do as much as I can, but unless I spent every single waking moment, I can't really keep up on everything, unfortunately, for the stream and videos. And as much as some other people do it that do it either full-time, if they have a ton of viewers, or they might, some people aren't even, say, out of high school who stream, who are pretty popular, so it's not like they have as much to worry about. Honestly, I've mentioned it a few times, I spent about 2 hours yesterday finishing up before I go have someone do my taxes. About 2 hours just for compiling all of my tax related stuff for taking, say, tips through the stream, where someone in high school probably wouldn't even do that, and they can get in a lot of trouble for doing that. But yeah. There's a lot more to it than it appears. Thought I could shoot through this. I don't know why. Yeah, I'd say I was pretty sure I could shoot through that, but his silhouette wasn't showing up. The normal 268, it definitely needs a buff. That's one tank that should have it. Why do I always do Brothers in Arms first? Because I think it's one of the more important crew skills, and since I have over 300 different crews, you know, I keep one in each of my tanks because I take requests for all the tanks in my garage. It's not feasible for me to, like, say, keep resetting crews because it would be god-awful expensive, or if I use, like, the credit or free option, I lose, you know, I get, like, a battle or two here or there. So I set my crews up to where Brothers in Arms at first, my second crew skill, you know, I go for, like, 6 cents, stuff like that. Smooth ride and everything. I basically set them up so I don't have to reset them and lose experience or spend gold, because I basically would be broke. Because unlike, you know, other people that stream, you know, I take requests for every single tank in my garage now. Like, there's a full list over on WoTguru.com of them under the live stream section, and I have crews in them all. And, you know, there's reasons why people don't do it, because it's really difficult to play that many tanks. Like, honestly, last Thursday night, I did an extra stream for ranked, and you guys, like, I think somebody said, like, what am I on? Because, you know, I play completely differently when I'm able to play, say, like, just tier 10, or just, like, a certain type of tank over and over. It's a lot easier to kind of get into a groove with your gameplay. We have a pretty good advantage. I'll keep pushing here. I would say Alabama. I don't think. No, I still probably wouldn't make enough in Alabama. But like, New Jersey has the highest property taxes, to where honestly, like, I don't want to get into specific numbers. I've had people ask me before, like, I'll say what I make from streaming covers my property taxes, I'll say that. And that's pretty much it. But, you know, I'm completely fine. I like making videos. You know, I've made guides on WoTguru.com since 2011, where I mainly do it because I enjoy doing it. Alright. At least not a terrible match here. I got 4 kills though, shooting a lot of low HP stuff. 900 damage, a little over 700 assist. Alright. Hello, Bill. Or Earnhardt. Nice to see you. Sorry I missed you couple of minutes ago saying hi. Got a Halonen's medal. Mastery badge 2nd class. Trying to keep a little brisk pace here because I'm getting into a ultimate challenge up next here. And I had to start some raffles here too. So since I, you know, it didn't really work last time I did it on Twitch, I'll just do it again to where everyone watching on Twitch, I'll give some biscuits to everybody over there. So let me get into another ultimate challenge here. Last time I had to play a tier 7 tank. This time I'm gonna have to play tier 10 medium tank. There we go. Get that up and let me start a raffle over here. To make sure, I forgot to type in who had. Okay, fix it. I need to keep track of who challenges what now because it doesn't sticky on my screen. Alright, so let me start another giveaway. It's 2,000 Levi biscuits for the winner here. Anyone on Twitch, you know, I'll type a command afterwards and dole out biscuits for everybody there. Alright, so I gotta get to 2.5 times the HP total of a tank. And I'm gonna go with, I've already played the M48A5 once. Not doing the Leopard one again. Why don't I'll do the T62A. Hop into this guy. So 2.5 times 19. So 4,875 damage to system block. Do I enjoy being a sous chef? Yes. You know, it is my family's business. It's honestly one of the only jobs I've had. Like, I've done a bunch of different stuff in the hospitality business, but I enjoy being a sous chef. I'm hoping, you know, I'm not going to do it for my whole life. And I know one wants to work in the kitchen when they're older, but I'm hoping in the next couple years I'll have to, or not have to, I'll be able to cook a little bit less behind the line. Because right now, like, we're not a giant restaurant. Like, we make a decent amount of money, but like, I cook behind the line even though I'm technically in charge. Like, my brother's the head chef, he does dinner, I basically run breakfast and lunch, and I also receive all the ordering and stuff, to where it's a little difficult when, you know, you're cooking behind the line, you know, and you're swamped, and then like a delivery comes in and you have to kind of check it, receive it, stuff like that. Good to see you, CJ. But the main thing I like about the job is, honestly, no day is ever the same when you're working in a kitchen. Like, you will literally never repeat the same day twice. Even if you have the same amount of people, you know, you're always cooking something different. And yeah, it's basically a challenge every single day, which I usually don't like going out here, but we should have enough people on the rest of the map that I'll head out over here for once. Hello, Khan? What do you mean? Why is it good to remove a crew? What do you mean by that? Like, do you mean moving them to a different tank? Like, premium tanks, you can put crews in from the same nation and class into them. I'm not exactly sure what you mean otherwise. Probably gonna get already to death over here, but I can't just not contend over here. Thank you, Nate Palmer, for the follow, or no, the host on Twitch. Thank you very much. Yeah, I read that wrong initially. Hey, somehow we lost our artillery right in the beginning. Don't know how that's possible. I didn't see where he pushed, but that is not good, because we only had one. We don't get a pretty big advantage tank-wise here soon. We'll be in trouble. Unfortunately, I can't spot the T-54 given the amount of bushes there. Excuse me, little T-44. Oh, that was my bad. Okay, now I can get shot. But I don't want to push here, only because A, the T-54 is shooting premium. Yeah, he just hit him. There we go, there's Lorraine. I honestly can't hit him. That T-44 shouldn't pop up like that. But my team's doing well over there. I'll make a push now. Now that I know the Lorraine popped back, it'll be a little bit easier for me to take on a T-54, but he does have a little bit of an advantage over me. I don't think I'm going to get the challenge done, honestly, because I'm not really able to spot for much damage over here. And also this T-54, he probably has a repair kit. Or maybe he doesn't. He's basically just going to negate whatever armor I have going for me here. Yeah. Missed a little bit there. I don't know if I have that set up 100% napalmer. As far as the alert showing up on the stream, like in the video, I'm still trying to set up like my bot and everything to where it's the Streamlabs spot to where I might have that not set up properly. Thank you again for the host though. You know, I'm hoping by next stream, so that's tomorrow night, for tanks, I'll have the Twitch side set up right. But I probably had it, I probably still have it maybe disabled on Streamlabs because of people. When I wasn't streaming on Twitch, people maybe trying to abuse it because it was still technically connected. I think I had that before. Where people would make like really bad names and try to say follow and host and make things pop up. To where now that I'm doing the chat bot and putting in more like moderation and stuff, I'll be able to bring that back. Yeah, I'm gonna die here. I'm hoping this already doesn't hit me, and he got me. It's just the M48 definitely was gonna hit me again, so. Thank you, Firecat, for the follow over on Twitch. Which congrats, Victor, on winning the raffle. I'm gonna remember this. I don't have the raffle set up correctly for some reason on Twitch. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. So I had to get to 4,875. I think I fell a little bit short there for this challenge here from Fix It Man. I'm kind of lost and I didn't see everything, but 2,400 damage and 1,500. Yeah, I fell, you know, about what, 700-ish short as far as the HP, I think, or 600 short. So congrats, Fix It, on winning the challenge there. Thanks for tipping Levi again. Say he's I think he thinks he gets more biscuits if he lays like directly underneath the microphone. Alright, so I have a Luke's up next here. As far as, but Khan, which hello Rot Letter, nice to see you. But if you see people removing it, it's because of premium tanks, you know, moving crews into them. I can try to go over it if you don't know what that means after this battle if you'd like. But as far as why I got Allison, I don't know why you keep saying that. Please, again, don't spam. You keep saying something about subs, but more or less, when it comes to why I went to that side, so we only had one tank out there, and he was bottom tier. And kind of looking at our team, we had pretty much everybody else in the center and the north on, you know, that last map. So I usually don't like playing that kind of southeastern corner where you see people go because it's open. Once you get spotted, you're kind of like stuck more or less in a spot because you can get hit from the center, you can get RD'd, and you can get shot by the tanks that you're, you know, directly fighting there. So I mainly went there because just having one person there, he probably would have died because they had 2 or 3 tanks there. They would have been able to push through him. We would have lost a really huge chunk of the map, to where even though it wasn't like the best for me to go there like statistically, you know, because I don't really like fighting there because there's a lot of downsides, it made sense there given that if I had not went there, we would have been in a lot of trouble. We'll see you, Napalmer. Thanks again for the host. Have a nice night. Hopefully, you know, I'm gonna tweak around with the settings after this stream and get the Twitch side of things a little bit more put together. It's a pretty big learning curve. You know, I've never set up the chat bot and stuff on Twitch. It seems pretty easy though. It's just, it's different than basically like the little codes and stuff I have to use for YouTube, because the APIs are different between the two. Okay. I'm glad we could help you out, Con. Don't necessarily want to take a shot here. I'm mainly just trying to spot. If I can get a shot on this Churchill, I'll take it. I'm gonna go for the Churchill. I don't have to pop out as much. If that was a T-35 or T-34-85 without the M, I probably would have shot his turret, but that's got a little bit more armor. Not that I really got much damage on the Churchill. Not aiming at me. Yeah. We have plenty of people kind of in the south, like spotting and stuff, so I'm still just gonna try to deal damage here. Should have stayed there. He wasn't aiming. But we'll see. I have a feeling the T-34 is gonna pop out again, but let's hope it's sooner than later. But our team, yeah, we're doing really well. We're up by 5 tanks. And I got a little bit of damage there. But even though I don't stream tonight, if the test server does update, because it should update, say, about an hour or 2 after I'm done streaming, you may see me tonight. If not, I might make like a regular video if it's like a new tank or a new map. But if I do stream tonight, it would most likely start at 10 p.m. like the last one. I thought I could do like 9:30 or something before, but we're 9. But I know tonight, basically I have to go run over to Ryan's brother's house and pick up a bunch of my tools. Some lovely people left them there. Okay, the update's up now. That's good. So that means, you know, the test server most likely will go live. Usually when they put the update out, it's a couple hours afterwards, so it should be about anywhere between 12 Eastern Standard Time, 12 and 1. Usually it pops up then. Yeah, the main thing with like the Twitch bot setting them up and stuff, it's I'm used to just on YouTube like fussbot, to where putting in certain codes and stuff works, to where I basically just have to kind of reteach myself essentially. But it seems pretty straightforward. But a decent match here, nothing too special though. It's hopping to, I have a Super Conqueror up next. It's just a really big difference because I've ran, you know, the chatbot and everything on YouTube the same way for a while, to where even that's, you know, changing. So it's a little bit of a learning curve. Do I think this will be the final version of 1.0? I don't think so. Like, you know, it's the 1st of March right now, to where they plan on releasing, you know, towards the end of the month, basically, to where I could see they have one more update on the test server. But it all kind of depends. Like, they're not exactly sure if they're gonna get the two new tier 10s in, and also a couple other maps like Pilsing, Province. They most likely won't get Klondike back in time, and I forget there's a couple others they might have in, but most likely we're gonna lose quite a few maps the next patch, and then, you know, they're gonna add back into ones that they poured over. I would say, as far as the tools, like, you know, I do a lot of stuff at the house here because, you know, we bought a fixer-upper, but we let, like, her brother is basically renovating a house and he's disabled, so her parents were helping doing that, but I need some of the tools back because I need to do some stuff here. And since I'm going back to work here soon, it's now or never. I don't like playing this side, but given that I'm top tier, and most likely the only top tier heading over here. Ooh, I would say Lorraine against the 5120. The 5120 should come out on top, but right now it's looking a little bit suspect. I should be looking at my own enemies too, because I guess missed a really easy shot there. There. Still a little bit hesitant to push out, because we don't have that many people over here. And you see it time and time again. When your team overextends coming from south to north here, you don't really end up winning this flank. Yes, because of that. You just have a lot of enemies that are slower kind of pop around this corner, and then you're caught with your pants down and you have no cover. And especially we just lost the only tank that we have down there to 5120, so they're gonna start trying to flank. I'm really surprised. I know they buffed this little cupola on the tortoise, but I'm really surprised that I just bounced twice off of really clean hits on it. Like, that one was not a good hit, but yeah, I'm actually too far out now. But this is where I didn't want this to happen, because the Super Conqueror has a pretty slow rear reverse speed. Getting shot from the back by a Heat E110E5. Yeah, Scorpion G. I shouldn't have pulled back that far, but this is what happens almost every time. Your team just can't hold this one specific area once the enemies start pushing. But it would be very nice if they would hurry it up a little bit in the other area, but I don't blame them that much. Oh well, I didn't play that very well, but I'm still a little bit lost on a couple of those tortoise bounces. Like the last one I had shot him bounced off kind of the top little spot of the cupola, but the first two that bounced were a little bit perplexing. But yep, hopefully my team actually realizes that they need to hurry it up in the north, because there's only about 2 tanks there. Hello, H. Salsy? Nice to see you. Yes, yeah, basically Yeah, anywhere in the later part of March, it'll be releasing. Like there still are some bugs with it, but I think they will, you know, release it in March still instead of delaying it. But there's still some graphical bugs and audio issues they're having. But I saw the countdown missions in Europe. I'm not sure if NA got them. I haven't really, you know, I wasn't really keeping up on stuff since the last stream. But yeah, they did look like some pretty nice missions over on the EU server. Hello, Gremlin. Nice to see you. Sorry, Dimps. I'm not able to take any more requests today. I'm probably not even going to be able to do all these requests to where like I can add the T92 HMC up, but I'm probably not going to get to it. I only have about 40 minutes left, and I have 6 requests before that. Well, it didn't specifically say that, Earnhardt. Basically, they're keeping an eye on the Super Conqueror to rebalance it, and it's most likely going to be a nerf, but they never said anything about doing it. They're just keeping an eye on it. That's where, like, there are better Q&As. Like, I posted that one up, and, you know, I'll admit I'm not the best person at translating, so that's why I usually don't do it. It's honestly the first one I've ever done, and I've done, you know, stuff for World of Tanks since 2011 on MockGuru.com, to where I usually stay clear of it because most Q&A stuff, it's, you know, it's never set in stone, and if you type certain things, people might take them the wrong way or get angry when they don't come to, you know, come into the live server, stuff like that. As far as rebalancing the Super Conqueror, you know, it's one of the better tier 10 heavies right now. I honestly think, as far as buffing it, it should be a buff to the Super or a nerf to the Super Conqueror and a buff to the E5, because that's kind of the direct comparison right now. Tier 10, and with basically give the T110E5 2 extra degrees of gun depression. So what the design parameters were basically set for the E5 project, because it only reached a wooden mock-up phase. It shouldn't have, I believe it's at -8 now, so it should have -10. Super Conqueror's at -10, lower that down to -8, and if they did that, honestly it might actually be fine, because initially when they released it to the test server, it had -8, and when you hold down with that, you actually can't hold down enough to make the cupola almost impossible to hit, and also part of your hull sticks out to where it's still going to be really strong, but potentially tier 10 TDs could pen it, and it basically prevents a Super Conqueror from hull down and being like 100% immune on as many hills as it currently can. So I think if they did that, that would be a decent starting point. I don't think it needs like many changes like to the gun or, you know, stuff like that. Mobility, the reverse speed's already pretty terrible on the Super Conqueror. But I think the problem comes down with it just basically invalidates the T110E5, more or less. And it's mainly when they gave it an extra 2 degrees of gun depression did that problem really arise. Okay, I don't think the WZ is going to pop out. Kind of hoping this 57 would pop back out, but I don't think he will. This IS-7 though is in a weird spot. Go throw a few games into Super Conqueror. They just left it open. Like I missed a shot on T57 because I wasn't playing, or not playing, paying 100% attention there, but just I wish I would have gotten a hit on him. Even though he might actually pull back far enough. I just don't want to push on the JPZ at this moment. Nah, he's gonna die before I can do anything. Because honestly, we need someone to push the center a little bit. Drills coming over. I can hit. No, I can't. That lower plate. That. Now Super Conqueror is coming in. It's like at least the hill kind of picked up the T-57. It's just now I've got quite a few tanks that can shoot me here. Whoa. What I don't know what he was thinking. He knew that we were here. I don't think they'll add the Object 279 in. Oh, there's a bat chat here too. Why wouldn't there be a bat chat? He's the main person I'm worried about. Like, I can take a shot or two from him, but I don't necessarily want to. Same with the FV. Alright. Now I can make a little bit of headway here. Watch out for this. IS-7. Like, I have a little bit of HP to play with. This IS-7 doesn't. So he's honestly gonna get killed by this WZ. And now I'm gonna be 1 versus 3. I'm actually gonna give him my back, but I basically want to keep. I just didn't want to. Yeah, I would say I didn't want to basically get too far out to where the bat chat could do this to me. To where I'm gonna die now. But at least my team's gonna win this. If I didn't get ammo rack though, I would be able to I would have been able to kill the WZ, but oh well, at least my team's gonna win that. Hello Burn Toil, nice to see you over on Twitch. My thought on food consumables. They do help. Personally, you'll never see me use them. The only one I would be more inclined to use them is either in SPGs, maybe light tanks. But I don't personally use them because A, they're really expensive. For random battles, I don't see the point. But then again, I'm buying a lot of tanks and I'm not selling tanks, so credits are always really scarce for me. But I personally don't see the use for food in random battles. Like in ranked, yes, you know, clan wars or competitive stuff, sure, because you know it's basically like adding almost another set of brothers in arms in a way. It's a little bit more effective than that, but I'd rather have a fire extinguisher on pretty much any tank, because I really hate when either my teammates or, you know, if I don't use them myself, you know, you get shot and you basically burn out for, you know, however much HP's damage, all for just getting a little bit of a boost to say your V range, reload speed, stuff like that. But basically using food, it's basically up to the user, to where if you're comfortable potentially having, you know, your tank get set on fire and you don't have, say, you can use a directive to get the fire skill, or if you have your crew trained up, it negates a little bit of that, but it depends on the specific tank. Like, I wouldn't use it in like a tank with the engine in the front because it would get set on fire more than other tanks. But you know, it depends on A, the tank you're playing, and B, if you want to get every ounce of performance out of the tank as far as like DPM and stuff at the cost of, you know, spending extra credits per match and potentially getting set on fire. I've seen the Object 279, yes. I don't think they'll implement that though. Kumar, any premium tanks in the new patch? There is a new one getting released at the end of the month, so most likely right around 1.0 when that releases. I think it's like the 22nd of March or something. They're shooting for the new premium tank. At least on NA, it's in one of their March previews. That's either gonna be, it's looking like the Carnivore Action X, potentially like the Samoa SM. That's a premium tier 8 French heavy. So think a Lorraine 40T but slower with armor, but a slightly worse gun. But basically a counterpart to the AMX 5100 almost, with a different autoloader setup and armor. Could be the T-44 lightweight or the Italian, new Italian tank. I don't think it'll be the Italian tank, only because, you know, they have other tanks that they've had balanced and basically went through super testing. The models are done, so on and so forth. But it could be the Italian. Oh lord, I ran right into that basically. Doesn't look like my team's gonna even contest this area. We're not even contesting the cap either. Like, we're putting people on the hill, but you can't spot this area from the hill. So I don't know what they're planning, but I guess I'm gonna have to push to the cap because literally nobody is going to do it, and we have 38 seconds left. So this is probably gonna be a very short-lived journey here. I just hope I can spot. There we go. I spotted a defender, but this hill is probably gonna annihilate me. I'm not in hard cover right now, but right now their defender, I hope he's not aiming at me. Yeah, I don't know what my team was planning if I didn't put myself out here. But I chose this building since the hill, if they shoot me, they'll be a little bit more exposed to my teammates. Defender, you literally just rolled in front of I don't even know how many enemy tanks and you want it back up. Yeah. Yeah, now I'm gonna get their attention now, but I'm hoping again that they kind of leave me be. I'm shooting a lot of APCR here. Now he sees me. Is this defender? But I don't think anyone's actually gonna be able to pen him. So I'm gonna die anyway. I'm just gonna take a small stroll here and see if I can spot. No, I thought they had one more person on the cap on my left, but at least they got the defender again here. But yeah, whoever's capping is basically right in this area here, because I basically spotted this half of the town. But oh well, not exactly the best match here, but my team we didn't even contest over here, and they weren't even gonna reset the cap unless I pushed on it. So whatever, no problem. You know, I don't mind answering questions as long as you know, it's nothing that requires too much, like, you know, like if someone asked me to like break down like 6-7 tanks or something, that's a little bit too much, like off the top of my head, but I do my best to answer as much as possible. So VK3001P, I'm at the wrong tier here. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to get to every request here. I don't have crew skills yet on that. Trying to get to most of them now. I kind of gave up trying to mix in grinds again, because usually I do 2 viewer requests and then 1 grind and switch back and forth, but yeah. Lots of tank requests today. Experience with fondue, Carl? Yes. So basically, like when it comes to cooking, like I went to culinary school. I got trained like most chefs do. Hello, Incident. Nice to see you. In, you know, classical French cooking. But I know like a little bit of everything. Which thank you, Incident and Mitcho for the follow. So basically, like, not that fondue's like that, like, say out there as far as cooking goes, but I've done a little bit of everything from cooking to garde-manger, like making say like cured meats. I've done baking, like as far as baking bread, like rye bread, making it from scratch. I've made wedding cakes, like I technically can do everything required of a wedding cake as far as decorating and basically all that fancy stuff. I don't like that though, but I took a year of that. Yeah. So I know a little bit of everything when it comes to cooking. You kind of have to though if you're gonna be running a restaurant. Had the test servers up? Okay, so they didn't add any tier 10s in. I wonder if they added any new maps or anything. But I'll have to take a look at that. I could honestly log on to it after, right at the end of the stream here, and take a peek if anything's new. But I do have to switch. I think I can switch it midstream. I'm gonna go out on a limb and try to help him. I had to switch like certain encoding stuff around because 1.0 does take a little bit more performance than the current patch. Mainly in OBS because there's a lot of different colors. Not everything's kind of like the same shade of color on each map. Oh, don't have the gun depression. That was a mistake. Oh lord. Did not expect RD to hit me, but I probably should have. I'm kind of the one that's making myself easiest to shoot here by accident. But yeah, when it comes to cooking, like, I even had a class, it was, so how my school was set up, unlike typical college classes, mine lasted about 3 weeks to where you start to finish, like you have a final at the end, and you even have a midterm to where that's most of your grade, to where you have to learn like a specific, say, style of cooking in that long. To where like I had one class, it was a vegetarian and vegan class. Luckily the chef we had was nice and we could keep meat in the classroom and kind of add it at the end because you got to eat what you cooked. But it was interesting doing 3 weeks of that. I personally didn't mind it much because, you know, not that I'm a vegetarian or anything, but it still tasted good. Most stuff that, you know, it gets a bad rap, vegetarian stuff, and say vegan or gluten-free is like the pre-cooked and like processed stuff you might buy from the store. That stuff's nasty. I'm not against capping. These two guys should be able to get them. as far as at least that one arty, and if the other one's back there. Well, you can't break the ice on Glacier. That would be cool though if you could. Basically, the ice on that map is treated as hard terrain. We have 3 people that could cap though. Oh god, why did I stop right there? I couldn't even push forward, but I should have just stayed where I was until they got on the cap. Whoopsie daisies. I was hoping the AT7 kept pushing, but yeah, looking back, I should have stayed right here and just taken a shot over while hold down. Oh well. So not the best match there. Almost 1,000 damage, but I screwed it up there. Got a Lorraine 40T up next though. I should try not to rush here too. I'm trying to get through the requests, but I think I'm gonna be able to pull it off. Hello, Stigson. Nice to see you. As far as the changes to these test server, let's see. Doesn't look like there was any like info, because you know it did just pop up. Doesn't look like there's any info about what they changed. It might just honestly be more bug fixes, because they were still having problems with some audio, like when tank shells hit your tank too. Certain things like being too bright or not loud enough, and some graphic details of like track wheels like sticking through the tracks. But maybe, you know, since it's up, I'd have to see. It depends on how quick it updates. I could try to honestly pop on at the end of the stream here without making a pop into a new stream. Sorry, Gia. Unfortunately, I can't take any more tank requests today. I still have 4, and you know, I'm down to like 17 minutes or so for the stream, so unfortunately I can't take any more. Thanks for, you know, stopping in though. I'm gonna be doing a raffle shortly too at the end here if you want to stick around and join it. I might be back tonight though. You know, maybe I'll pop on for like a ranked battle stream tonight like I did last week. I got him tracked too, but early on, pretty much everyone has a repair kit they're gonna use quickly. Should be able to get shot on him because I'm assuming he's gonna pull back. Not fast enough. I'll give it a whirl over here. Get myself past this. Pretty good DPM. I do not want to ignore him. Pork chops delivered. I actually. Oh no! No! Help me! Oh, that's what I get for taking my eyes off of the. At least I can still fire here. Oh, I can't believe I rolled up. I actually just ate. I was so surprised someone say pork chops because I just cooked them last night. Honestly, Please, somebody. I think this Scorpion G will push me over. Honestly, at least I flipped myself so I could shoot the enemy. That person is awesome. Oh, here we go. Grant, we're just gonna cap out, but no, it's all good. It's not your fault. I do it to myself to where I thought I was just gonna like bounce off the wall and not ride up it, but it had that little kind of curved bit to it, and I just didn't pay attention there. But that's why sometimes, like with chat, I usually take a peek at it when I'm like in between like loading, if I have an autoloader, or I'm like driving and not getting shot at. But I get myself in trouble sometimes with it. That seems like a pretty time demanding job, Stigson. Well, best of luck with that. I'd say soon, you know, my stream schedule is going to change next week. Basically, I had to sit down with Ryan and figure out time so it doesn't overlap when she's here as much. I try not to stream when she's here, that way we can get other stuff done. So T34, but I should know hopefully by the weekend. I don't know if I'll know by tomorrow. Alright, so one more match and I'll start a raffle here. You can flip a mouse. That is possible. Which, thank you, Jay, for the follow over on Twitch too. So the T34, like playing tier 10 here, I'm probably gonna end up over here, but really it's about trying to, you know, abuse your hold down capabilities and staying far enough away. Like, they did buff the accuracy of the T34 last year to where you want to stay at mid-range, like usually right around like where your V range kind of ends, because that way you're able to hold down. If you miss a shot, you know, it's not the end of the world to where you're gonna at least reload and get another shot before someone like flanks you or something. Because the main drawbacks of the T34 is poor armor if you're out of cover. Already can really mess you up if it hits you outside of, say, your turret and your front. But basically the DPM is the problem that you have on the T34. So trying to keep range helps. Now I'm gonna play this a little bit closer than I normally would, just because I won't have very good shots if I hang back too far. Like, I am gonna end up here. I just wanted to see if I could get any cheapy shots there. I cook a lot at home when I'm not working, so like right now, like I'm cooking almost like 7 meals, you know, a week. Like, I cook something different every night, or try to, unless we have leftovers. And like if I'm cooking at the restaurant, I usually just make something there and bring it home for Ryan and I. Or, you know, we'll eat like takeout and stuff if it's my night off, to where, yeah, if you're a cook, you usually don't like to cook at home, unless, like, say you make videos for cooking, like if that's your job. But yeah, usually when I get home from work, I do not want to cook at all. I still like cooking, it's just, you know, I kind of, it feels like a job if I'm, you know, during the season. Nah. I'd rather get the Sheridan here. They're all getting sucked back to the cap by one light tank. People behind us. Oh, come on. That's where, like, DPM. Good. Nope. Flew right over him. As I say, I should be able to just pen him right in the turret, but nope. At least they're pulling back. Or M46, but I still can be shot here. Still play it a little bit slow. Our base is definitely scary. Is he gonna get away? Just in case. Okay. Please, 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 please. Scorpion G, I'm gonna say, I thought I could shoot him through that. But the T-34, to me, it's been one of the more solid tier 8 premiums, just because, like, the gun's solid on it, and it's really easy to play as far as keeping, you know, mid-range, try to hold down. I'm not trying to push far here, it's just, by the time I'd make it back to the base, I was hoping that E5 would just hang back and kind of, say, heat spam behind me and get damage. At this point, it's too late for me to push back, but yeah, I pushed a little too far out there. But unfortunately, I just lost that HP to where I can die very easily if someone pushes into me now. I don't know why the E5 is angry, like. But basically, if I fall back now, likelihood of me getting back up C1 is pretty low. But also, it doesn't make too much sense because falling back, like the M4A1's much more mobile than me, so he can get to where he can take shots. I'm not going to basically be able to influence anything falling back right at this moment. I did track him, but he repaired it. I can't pen him now. Very small chance of me penning him. Unless he shows me his side. That's a problem. I'm gonna get spotted from there. WZ. He gets himself too far out there. He's gonna get shot from the right, and I can't hit the Strev anymore. The Strev popped back behind there. Oh, in this, they have an E100 though, which is a little scary. It's just, it's too risky. If he points at me, I only can hit his cupola to pen him. Oh, WZ's going for it. There we go. But if he shows me his side at all, I can overmatch and kill him. But that Strev, he was doing a good job. He got himself a little bit too far out there, but honestly, his already, they're probably, you know, they have a different and a better shot. His already could have killed one of us, and we would have just, you know, instantly lost that flank here. It's just tough because, like, nobody on our team really has HP, it looks like. I don't know about their E100 or their Waffle Trogger PZ4. Really, it's just hoping for the best here. I'm gonna do a raffle after this battle, but I had to catch up, or try to catch up on chat. I see a lot of things I missed. Fortunately, we just lost him. Doesn't make sense for me to pop out there again because Artie's probably aiming there. And we still don't know where their Strev S1 is. My guess is he's somewhere on the peninsula or he's back in like A7. But this is gonna be difficult. We don't have an SPG to kind of get easy damage for us. I don't think I could have shot through that. Trying to get to you M4 because really if this PZ doesn't get him, the Batchat 12T will kind of make it or break it here. And here comes their Strev S1. I'm just too slow to get over here. Yeah, there already has a fairly clean shot on me now. Oh, why? He went for the Strev S1. Oh, I got him. I was so lucky with that, but I think he's going to be able to shoot me. Or, yeah, before I actually reload. Oh well. Honestly, for me, cooking small amounts is really hard. Like, I can make... To me, it's easier to make, like, say, 5 gallons of soup than it is for me to make, like, say, a half gallon of soup. But that's just me. Alright. Levi, he knows that when I'm on the computer... I don't even know where he went. He's behind me. When he knows I'm on the computer and I'm talking, he typically gets biscuits, so he likes it. Like, he's sleeping... Yeah, he's passed out near the parrot he got. That was the last new toy you guys tipped him. But he likes computer time. Alright, so I'm going to start one more giveaway here on YouTube. Anyone that's watching on Twitch, I don't have that set up there yet, but I give, let me, I guess, get it out of the way right now. I just give everyone right now stuff on Twitch until I get it fixed. Hopefully I'll have it fixed by tomorrow night's stream. Yep, got it right there. It's just a different chat bot I haven't really learned yet. But top 2 damage into T34 in a tier 10 match. Not too bad, but honestly one of our tier 10s. I don't know how that guy didn't do any damage, but I guess it happens. I've had my crappy matches today, but he was just in the fight for a lot of it to where I'm surprised he didn't get a shot off. So I have E100 here. Not sure if I can get the HWK12 or T92. I'll try to get them in here if this match doesn't take too long. I'm from Canada? No, I'm from the US. Oh, nice, you got a free Ethernet wire, I'm guessing? I was about to say, as far as which thank you Jay for the subscription on YouTube. As far as like wires go, if anyone's ever buying say like HDMI, Ethernet, say USB and stuff, don't get like the cheapest thing out there, but you don't need like a super expensive main. Oh, I have HE only on this. I forgot to switch it. I hate myself right now. I thought I switched this back last stream when you guys did Michael Bay Plays Tanks. Oh well. I did it to myself again. But when it comes to like stuff like that, like I buy stuff from like Amazon Basics, like they have cords for everything. You don't want to get like the super gold plated, tear resistant, tangle free, wire mesh coated, like $5 million wire. It's the same as, you know, basically any other wire. So more or less, like if you're looking to buy stuff like that, you definitely want to go, like, again, not the cheapest thing, but say something's $1, the expensive one's $20, and then you have a lot in like the $2 to $4 range. Go with those. I know this is Michael Bay Plays Tanks Part 2, and I stupidly left myself unangled there. And of course he's throwing heat, because why wouldn't you throw heat to cover up the only negative of the object 430U? But for anyone, if you're wondering why I have HE in this, so there is a item you can spend Levi biscuits on for me to use HE only in a tank. And the last time I played the E100, it was in, you know, a match like that, and I forgot to switch it back here. Caught him on the track. I almost thought about jerking to aim a little bit more left, but that 907, I don't know what he was thinking. I want to pop out here, but these three guys, I don't think they're going to make room for me. Come on. Can I? No, they're not going to do it. Gonna pop over here, I guess. I don't want to, because I'm most likely not going to be able to push, but they're trying to jam themselves in tanks that can't brawl like that. They're trying to jam themselves in there. Wanted to try to hit him in the engine, but yeah, I should have known that I wasn't going to be able to push here. This Strep 103B has really easy shots on me, and he's not missing any of them. Missed him there. I don't know why they're all trying to push right through there, though. I don't know. I don't think he's still here. It's just, yeah, I think he moved. I just can't see him. Congrats, Derek, for the raffle win. But it's real quick after this battle. You know, I'm gonna close the client and see how fast the test server updates. But if for whatever reason it updates really fast, I might pop on there quickly and see if I can find what they've changed, if anything new has popped up. But you know, if not, I might stream tonight. It'll be, I'll start at 10 if I do, but I won't really know until, I guess, really a lot later if I'm gonna be able to or not. Kinda wish I had a heat round right now, to be honest. But yeah. Well, don't want to hit my Super Conqueror if he'd fall back, but I just hope we win this so I don't feel bad. I could have done a little bit more. Yeah. I don't know if that's smart, Super Conqueror. Just do it anyway. And our team, they're yelling at each other. See ya, Andrew. Have fun with the snow. See, you gotta use the method of, you know, if say it snows 20 inches, you do like 5 at a time. That's at least how I tackle whenever it snows. But good luck. Yes, monster cables. I remember I used to get sucked into buying super expensive cables, but yeah, just go with the basic ones. You get more bang for your buck for literally the same exact thing, except for like the color or something. I'm spending way too much time looking at the chat because I don't know what ticked that person off, but a little comical. Oh god, there's an IS-7 here. I didn't even pick that up, to be honest. Oh, that's not good. Oh, come on, repair. Nope, he got past me. Well, kudos for their team for taking advantage of that. But, yeah. I screwed up there, and it would have been nice if I didn't have HE only. But, oh well. Alright, so I'm not gonna end the stream right now. I'm gonna see how fast that the common test server updates. I'm still gonna run off like the last little bit of the credits and stuff too. It's to see if this updates fast for me. Hello Vorin, nice to see you. But it might update quick enough that I can pop on the test server really quick here. Let me get the credits rolling up since, you know, it is basically an end. But thank you for watching, guys. It looks like this might update in about 40 seconds or so, I'll say. Sorry that I couldn't do the last couple of requests. Kind of ran out of time here at the end as far as that. I'm just seeing if I can pop on the test server here. But unfortunately, even if I had heat that round, I don't know if it would have made that much of a difference, to be honest. But thank you very much for the subscriptions, the follows, and also the tip today as well. Bobo. Thanks for the tip again. Alright, it's almost done updating. I know you've really enjoyed this black screen right now. It just won't let me update unless you know, I close down the client. But as far as my next stream, I definitely will be streaming tomorrow night, you know, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, I might be on tonight. It probably won't be the test server because it doesn't look like anything like huge has been updated. I'll probably do what I did last week, and you know, I'll start at 10 Eastern Standard Time, and then basically I'll do ranked battles. So it's gonna be tier 10 only. I'll still take tank requests, more or less. Like, I don't think I have like any tier 10s I wouldn't want to play, but you know, I'll only be taking tier 10 tank requests if I'm doing ranked tonight. But most likely, you know, if for whatever reason I can stream, I'll try to pop it on Discord. If not, I will try to give you guys an update. Thank you very much, 194, for the subscription. Come on, update. It's at 91%. Unfortunately, this is the end of the stream, but I'm gonna try really fast to pop on the test server here and see if there's any changes. But you know, technically, I'm finished streaming for my morning stream here. I just figure, you know, anyone that does want to see some, I've played some scrub. So last week, I did like a 2.5 hour stream doing ranked, but that's pretty much all I've really done. All right, almost done here. Yeah, thank you very much again for watching, guys. Most likely there's not really gonna be anything on the test server here that changed, but I figure since I'm streaming and it's up, I might as well log in and take a peek. But yeah, it's almost done here. Now it's just finishing installing the HD update. I can't show this screen. I don't have it set up in OBS. I honestly forget what ranked I am. Because I don't really pay too close attention. I'd like to say like rank 6 maybe, somewhere around there. All right, I can hop in now finally. Here we go. But hopefully by, I don't know if I'll have them done by tonight, but hopefully by tomorrow night stream, I'll have the chatbot set up a little bit better, since today was the first day kind of switching things over to commands. But I'm doing pretty well, Vorin, too. Sorry, I kind of missed that. Pop into this and get the... Oopsie daisy. It's gonna pop down for a second. Like they still haven't fixed that. Basically, it treats it as full screen. Come on, you can go there. There we go. Yeah, I need to fix that. It's gonna keep freezing for a second here. But hopefully my frames and stuff don't drop. Alright. I just need to fix it. Should be... I don't want full screen. Woohoo! Honestly, oh lord. Yeah, I definitely cannot potentially stream with these settings here. I forget my settings off the top of my head here, to be honest. But I had them all kind of maxed out here because I was making one of those videos as far as the HD. I had water. I think that's good. But honestly, as far as the changes go, hello, Randall. As far as the changes go, it looks like what people were saying. As far as the Russian tanks, they're still coming soon. I don't have any mods installed because they have been breaking a lot, which that. As far as comparing, sometimes you can find like unreleased tier 10s in the comparison tool, which doesn't look like, yeah, there's no hidden tanks. And then as far as looking at team training to see if there's any maps added in with CG3, just looking at people playing here, it doesn't look like they've added anything new in, because as far as creating a room, you can see every map that's in. Where we were looking for like Pilsing, it doesn't look like Pilsen's been added in. Potentially Province as well, they're adding back in, but it doesn't look like they have really changed anything. But what the hell, since I'm on here, I'll play one battle here. Let me hop into something. Let's hop into something here. I'll play one battle since I've logged on. Why don't I do leopard one? A lot of people like looking at the leopard one. Hopefully though, oops, I don't want team training. Random battle. Hopefully though, if for whatever reason the stream kind of lags a little bit, I might have my settings off, because OBS might really hate me right now, because I'm streaming on my stream settings for the current live server. I'll play this one battle since I'm on here, just so it wasn't all for naught, basically popping on here. But I'll do my best to pop on tonight for a stream, you know, starting at 10. I'll try to give you guys a heads up whether or not, you know, I can or can't later in the day. But most likely the test server here, given that, you know, you don't see any new maps in the list, the tier 10s aren't there, they're probably fixing some settings with the graphics. Like some tanks, like I stated, the wheels are basically popping through the tracks. Some audio stuff is off as well. Overlord, though, I'm kind of a little bit depressed that I got this, because this is one of the least reworked maps as far as graphics go. But I probably should, come to think of it. Sound? I technically can stream with the music now. Oh, there's a rock there now. Granted, the music's going to be really low. I had to spend time redoing all my audio because you can't currently use the music in the game. You get flagged for it on YouTube. But apparently with 1.0, the new music that they're adding in, I will be able to stream with it. Because they basically have reworked all the music in the game. And each map has like specific like intros and stuff like that. I know the darn rocks, they just jump out of nowhere. The worst that could happen here. But yeah, more or less, you know, after this battle, I'm gonna, you know, sign off, and I'll do my best to get on tonight and do some ranked battles again. So I'll probably do it to where like you guys can request tier 10s, and like last stream I'll do like one request and I'll pick a tank and kind of pop back and forth. YouTube and Twitch is different, Scrub, which, hello Leonard, glad you can pop in. This is my last kind of extra little battle here on the test server for today. So basically, like, I technically could stream with it on YouTube. Like Twitch, you can stream on it and they just go through and basically like mute your audio if you're using copyrighted stuff, but you won't technically get in trouble for it. YouTube, I could stream it and kind of get away for it with it, but if you use something copyrighted, say like music in games, if you're not allowed to, like I'll still be able to stream, but basically they'll demonetize the video mid-stream. Anything that you would make, say, off of the very limited ads I do. Other people probably put more ads in their live streams. Won't go to, say, the person making the video, and then afterwards my video will get demonetized, flagged, and if someone does like a, it's almost like a hard copyright claim, so they could technically ask for me to like pull the video down if they wanted to. I've never had that happen, but it is possible. Basically 3 strikes and your YouTube account is banned. Like, I don't mind the rules, I get it, because as far as copyright stuff goes, like, you know, you shouldn't be making videos with stuff that you don't own. Like, I do my best to, you know, avoid any problems like that, but Twitch is different to where, you know, you don't really get in trouble for stuff like that, which is why a lot of people, when you see, say, people streaming on Twitch with music, you know, they can technically do that and they're not gonna like have their ads, if they're a partner, revoked, stuff like that. It's just a different policy, but I'm sure once Twitch becomes, like, I know it's mainstream to gamers, but as it becomes more mainstream, you'll probably see that start getting enforced a little bit more. Allison, you've spammed even more. Honestly, you're, yeah. Thanks for hiding, Allison. You're banned from now on because you've spent almost the whole stream spamming. So, thanks for watching and liking the videos, but if you're spamming in chat, you know, that's a big no-no. Well, you know, that's where, like, both sites have their own ups and downs. Unfortunately, I died. But, you know, when it comes to YouTube and the copyright stuff, I think eventually Twitch will get to that point. Starting to play the "you are about to lose" music. But that's another thing. Like, even if I could stream music during my stream, I wouldn't want to unless it's in the game, because, like, I like all different kinds of music, but I don't see why someone wouldn't just put music on their end. you know, the person watching. So, but anyway, well, they weren't spamming. Like, it's, I haven't, on YouTube I have it set so you can chat once per 14 seconds unless you're a sponsor or a moderator. But basically they were just typing out, they were trying to say, you know, F-U-C-K. I try not to curse because YouTube flags that from time to time. But they were just spamming throughout the whole stream like random like emojis or stuff that didn't make any sense. But anyway, don't even care how I did here because it's a test server. But thank you very much for watching, guys. It was a fun stream. Sorry I couldn't do the last couple of requests, but I'll try my best to be on tonight for kind of like a little extra stream. And you know, I'll be doing rank battles if I am. Otherwise, my next like normal stream will be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Start time. And if anyone does want to platoon, just send me a message in game, and I'll do my best to fit you in. It helps if you have every tier, of course, but I'll try to at least get you in for a couple battles otherwise. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Time for me and Levi to do a little bit of work here. But anyway, thanks again. See you guys around.